Billionaire New Yorker and property magnate Damien Hale is diagnosed with terminal cancer. He finds a business card with the words "they can help you" written on it, and a phone number. Damien reaches out to that man, Professor Albright, who informs him about a medical procedure called shedding. Damien asks him why he wants to help me, and Albright says our company only helps people who do better for this world. In this procedure, one's consciousness is transferred into a new body. They claim to harvest the new bodies, which are genetically engineered for perfection. Albright shows him the body and says they'll transfer your soul in that body. Damien remains quiet and leaves to meet her daughter. His daughter gets angry with him about something and asks him to leave. Damien feels bad for her behavior and his condition gets worse. In the hospital, Damien thinks he's gonna die soon and calls Albright. Damien agrees to the procedure, but before this, he goes to the graveyard and buries a box. After this, Damien reaches out to Albright and they start the procedure. The operation becomes successful and Damien's soul is now transferred into a new, younger body. Damien feels strange visions and Albright gives him some medications. After a month, he recovers completely and Albright prescribes medication to alleviate the vivid hallucinations. Damien asks if these tablets are important, then you've to give me a complete stock. Albright tells him not to worry and promises him that he'll provide him with the tablets every week. Albright claims these tablets will help him to stop the side effects of the procedure. Damien starts a new life in New Orleans under the incognito name of Edward Kidner and is quickly befriended by his neighbor Anton. He later forgets to take his medicine and has hallucinations of a woman and a child. The child is very sick and he also sees a large water tank. After recovering, Damien questions Albright, who dismisses it. Albright tells him not to miss his medicine ever and asks him to take a vacation in Hawaii. Damien becomes agree, but Albright accidentally mentions details of the hallucinations that Damien had not discussed. Damien goes to the graveyard and takes out the box. The box contains some money and his debit cards because he knows that after the surgery he'll retain his business, so he buried them. Damien is now convinced the hallucinations are a real memory. He searches the tower and identifies a landmark he saw in his vision and heads to a farmhouse outside of St. Louis. There, he finds no one in the house and sees a picture of his new body with the woman and the child. A while later, a woman takes him at gunpoint, but after seeing him, she drops the gun. The woman, Madeline, reacts to him as her deceased husband Mark Bitwell. Damien is shocked to see but plays along as Mark and doesn't tell her who is he actually. Damien and Madeline are suddenly attacked by Albright's men, including Anton. It is revealed that Anton was working for Albright, and Anton announced his intention to kill Madeline and Anna. Anton tells him Mark has sold himself to Albright in order to pay for their daughter Anna's life-saving treatment. Damien is shocked to learn that and attacks them. Damien fatally wounds Anton and kills his accomplices, then flees with Madeline to collect Anna from school. Mark's daughter is overjoyed to see him because she thinks he is her father. He then takes them both to a motel so they can be safe from Albright's people. At the motel, Damien then uses a laptop to research additional details regarding shedding. He discovers that a man named Dr. Francis Jensen, now deceased, was the pioneer researcher in the field of transhumanism. In a video, Damien notices a tic Jensen shares with Albright, then sees Albright sitting next to Jensen, deducing that Jensen may have shed his consciousness into Albright's body. Damien also finds Jensen's, Albright, home address. Damien then finds Jensen's wife, Phyllis, in a nursing home, but she is living with Alzheimer's and remembers nothing. When Albright arrives there, he takes him to the gunpoint and asks about the details. Soon Albright's men arrive and chase Damien away. But Madeline wounds the attacker, who proves to be Anton in a new body. Anton reveals that he has shed multiple times. While Damien confiscates Anton's pills, Anton taunts Madeline to ask her husband why he cannot answer personal questions about their life. Damien again fatally injures Anton. Damien feels guilty because he thinks that he transferred his soul to another person's body. Madeline then confronts Mark over his lack of knowledge of their personal details. He tells Madeline the whole truth, that her husband sold his body to cure their daughter. Damien says Albright transferred his soul to Mark's body by deception. He takes her and Anna to his old friend Martin O'Neill and convinces Martin to arrange for Madeline and Anna to flee to the Caribbean. When he and Madeline discover Anna playing with Martin's previously deceased child Tony, Martin admits that he allowed Tony to also use shedding, and that Jensen's men are coming. Damien then reveals shedding's secret to Martin, who reacts in shock and disgust. Damien distracts Jensen's men while Martin flees with the others. Damien is almost overpowered, but the other thugs realize that Damien is alone and turn to recapture Madeline and Anna. Damien then purposely stops taking his medicine to experience more of Mark's memories, which reveal that Jensen has a lab in an abandoned warehouse. Damien reaches the lab and lures Jensen, Albright, to the facility. Jensen captures him and starts to shed Anton into Mark's body. Damien, remembering that metal interferes with the process, hides a bullet casing in his mouth, causing the shedding machine to malfunction and destroy Anton's consciousness. Masquerading as Anton, Damien then rescues the others. Albright then deduces that without the pills, Damien's consciousness will die, and Mark's will re-emerge. Damien becomes angry to hear. He uses the flamethrower and kills Albright. Martin is able to reverse engineer the pills and give Damien the formula. After killing Jensen, he has Martin complete Madeline and Anna's escape to the Caribbean. Damien later visits his estranged daughter Claire but does not reveal his presence inside Mark, simply giving her a letter that reconciles Claire with her father. Damien then travels to the Caribbean and fully stops taking his medicine. The real Mark then slowly re-emerges and finds a video message from Damien thanking him for the time that he gave to him. The story concludes with Mark finally reuniting with his family. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more amazing videos.